Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon update. Today will be an actual update on the slow-moving Armageddon that started on January 20th of 2025. Trump is like a glacier that's off its meds and also has a concealed carry permit. First of all, none of the lies he told to get elected happened. They didn't exist. And us people with a prefrontal cortex knew it, which is why we voted for the smart, accomplished, caring black lady.
And we will lower costs on everything from healthcare to groceries and take on corporate price gouging. I've done it before, and I will do it again.
I don't give a damn how bad the inflation is.
Guess what they've stopped eating? The dogs!
They're eating the dogs.
But us thinkers knew it was never real. While the lizard brain window lickers voted for higher prices, racism, violating the Constitution, and destroying the childhoods of young girls. It's funny how little Republicans are talking about human sex trafficking now that they found out that their hero is the MVP, most vicious predator. We are now 6 months into the Burt Umber boobs undermining of our beautiful democracy, people. How's it going? Well, let's see how well. A man voted the worst president of all time by 150 historians in his first term is going to make sure he holds that title for the next 250 years in his second term. Sorry, we aren't going to last 2 more years, let alone 250, if this genius hangs around.
Cheating in elections. Worst administration in the history of our country.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
You're gambling with World War III.
You know, you can never get a blood clot when you need one. Now, at the end of 2024, we had the strongest economy in the world. We were the envy of the world due to this guy. But we had inflation because of COVID running rampant, emptying stores. We had no trade because of this guy. At least in America, that's how it was going. But the rest of the world had the exact same level of inflation until ours started dropping under this guy. And we had the lowest unemployment in 50 years because of this guy. Biden left with only 2.3% inflation, 4% unemployment, infrastructure, CHIP acts, and had a wife that can actually stand next to and not hold her nose. Where is Melania? During the last year of Biden, we actually had disinflation while adding jobs. That's some David Copperfield economic shit. And here's where we are now. We're deporting legal residents and asylum seekers. Now, remember how the red hat mark of the beast wearing morons, so they wanted to have legal immigration?
You know, you have rules, regulations, and we're going to make it very easy for people to come in terms of they have to pass the test. They have to be able to tell you what the Statue of Liberty is.
And yet they're fine with arresting people in court who are actually doing it legally. That's a 4-turd lie. He told us tariffs are paid by China. That's a 6-turd lie. Before Colonel Kankles, we had pretty much free trade with average rates of 2.4%. Then our manic tripolar president imposed 145% tariffs, then 90% tariffs. Then he pulled those tariffs. Then he put those tariffs back on. Then he dropped those tariffs to 30%. Then he changed it to 17%. And you're paying the tariffs. You pay tariffs. You pay the tariffs. Look it up. And just so you know, the Smoot-Hawley Act of 1934 had about the same amount of tariffs. And when it was passed, it drove the economy into the ground and supercharged the Great Depression because Trump is depressionlicious. The great news is our insane, flailing, used car lot, flappy tube man of a president. Tariffs on, tariffs off, tariffs high, tariffs low, tariffs pause, tariffs change, no tariffs, across the board tariffs. You know, it really gives us and the world a sense of calm, doesn't it? He's violated all our trade agreements, so now no one can trust us. He stopped helping Ukraine so he could help Russia. He violates the Constitution daily by deporting people with no due process. Then he and Elon Hitler Jr. raped every aid agency that gave us power and access worldwide. You know, the medical journal The Lancet said he estimates more than 14 million people could die by 2030 as a result of USAID cuts. 4.5 million of those are children younger than 5 years old. You know, like Jesus taught. You remember that story when Jesus took the 5,000 fishes and turned it into one fish stick and then gave that to the richest money changer? Oh, Jesus. Then he diverted DOD funds that were supposed to repair and build nuclear silos so he could retrofit the jet Qatar bribed him with. No wars have been stopped. 2 more have started. 17 million lost healthcare. And the cadre of supervillains he's putting in places of power make MS-13 look like Tom Hanks. And while his big bullshit bill will cost the bottom 20% of earners in America about 7% of their income with tariff increases and prices going up, They also lose funding for food and medical services. But the good news is that people who already have it all, including their own fucking space programs, will get a little bit more. While kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids, who are not even born yet, have an extra $3.8 trillion to pay off. Fuck. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Fuck. Fuck.